Hello. This is not my normal time to go live on a Monday. And I apologize for throwing you guys all off. My original plan was that as I was driving home from San Diego, I was going to pull over and stop and then talk to you guys for like an hour. But as the morning has progressed and I've like noted my time frame for kind of getting on the road, I thought I probably should just go live from here so that I don't have to worry about finding a place with good internet, Wi-Fi, whatever you call that, all stuff. So we're having to be a little flexible today. And I thought that that would be a good topic. It would be a very good topic because I find that one of the issues that comes up for online sellers, people who work for themselves, people who work at home, we get stuck. We get stuck into this is how I have to do this. And therefore, going outside of that causes all kinds of stress and anxiety and irritability at times.
Don't look at me. Don't look
at me. So I was actually waiting for you to just confirm that to be true from
It's true.
the standpoint.
It's a true and accurate statement.
So we have to be careful. And I kind of touched on this, I believe it was Friday when we had our chat, how you have to be flexible. Like you have to go with the flow sometimes in business. And so good, everybody's showing up now. Yay! See? Flexibility was okay. Here you guys all are. You found me. So I'm a little sad. I'm a little sad today. I'm kind of starting to feel that little like, I don't want to go. I want to be home, but I don't want to go. It's like.
And it's been 2 weeks, so this is great for us.
Yeah.
This is anybody that has spent more than a week with their parents, you understand.
Yeah. I mean, my babies are all waiting for me at home, so I'm really anxious to get home, but we have had such a great time that I wanted it to go on for a few more days, but got to do what you got to do, right? I just made my list too. I'll show you guys. See, I have to get to Yermo and pick up a few more things in Yermo because I have a list of things that y'all want me to buy on my way back home. So I needed to leave enough time to do that too. And I was afraid that if I stopped at 1 o'clock somewhere, I wouldn't get to Yermo on time. So my goal is to hit the road immediately after. Well, I got to pack up my computer. The car's pretty much already loaded except for my suitcase, my computer, and a ginormous roll of bubble wrap that we totally forgot.
Yep. Yes, we did.
She's sending me home with bubble wrap. I am not going to complain. So let me know over in the chat, what are your thoughts about being flexible in your business? Do you get to, who's willing to admit they get stuck in the rigidness of needing to do things a certain way, and going outside of that gets really uncomfortable? It's okay. We can be brave here. We can be brave. How packed is the juice box? It's pretty packed.
There's no room in there.
I was trying to leave a rear view mirror path, but with the bubble wrap going there, that's not happening, which is okay, you guys. I drive trucks. So when you drive pickup trucks and you pull trailers and things, you get very, very good at relying on your side mirrors. So I'm really good with side mirror driving. So it'll be okay. I know the last time I was packed full, I got some comments about how unsafe it was. And trust me, I'm a good driver. I'm an excellent driver.
Oh boy.
You've got mail.
It's my water delivery.
You've got water. Heard a little window here. Oh.
Why is he? Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. No.
Stand by.
Hi there.
We go. Flexibility. Flexibility. Okay, let me see what you guys are saying. I turn on a dime. Flexibility is a must. Good, 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 good. It's hard because I work full time, and it's hard because I have limited time to my selling and listings around that. I get that. So I'm streaming this both on Facebook, Facebook and YouTube. So you guys might not see all the comments better. Did that do anything? Yes. Okay. I switched something and made it better. Ooh, flexibility, guys. Flexibility. Good. Don't move. Yeah. No, I just changed something in the settings. I changed it. This is what I changed. I changed it.
Interesting. Well, don't change it back.
I'm not. I'm showing you
don't touch.
Because there's 3 settings for the webcam. So
remember that for next time. But let's get back to your people that have been patiently waiting.
Woo.
What didn't you hear us say? Let's go back to that.
Yeah, where did we
talk about? We were talking about my work.
Yeah, we're self-discipline, working from home, how it's hard when you work for yourself. They didn't hear anything you said. So
oh boy.
So since you got up to answer the door. See, it was the door. It was the water delivery that ruined the whole thing.
They should have known that there was no empty bottles. You don't pick anything up. That
was the whole thing.
Okay, the last 5 minutes.
And some people heard everything. So it's okay. We'll progress into more because we're kind of on that theme. So thank you for you guys. Let me get rid of that.
Anybody have that feeling of guilt when they're sitting on the couch and not really wanting to motivate to work and you're just scrolling through your phone? That guilt is not good for you. That guilt that you're feeling is the start of your burnout. And if you force yourself to go back to work instead of just embracing the time off, that time off, that rest that you're taking is never going to be beneficial because the entire time in the back of your head, I should be doing something else. I should be doing this, but I'm not, and I don't want to, but I should be doing that. So the entire break that you're taking is now not a break.
So let me take that one step further because I am that person, and the basis behind it is in my business, there is so many things to do. And I know that if I don't get those things done, it starts piling up and piling up and piling up. So that's the point where I have to go, what can I delegate? What can I give somebody else to take off my plate? And that's still my weakness, is letting go of some of those things that I feel like I have to do myself. So sometimes it's like you might be at a point where you need to get help. Sometimes that help is not specifically part of your business. Sometimes that help is get somebody to come in once a month even to help you do the house cleaning, the deep cleaning that you never get to, but sits at the back of your mind and you know you should, and all that stuff, and work your business, use that time so that you can afford to pay that person to do something that takes your time so that you can keep building your business.
And I think it's also very important. What happens when I come over and you start getting in that overwhelm, I got to do so many things, is I remind you, what are your top 3 things? Prioritize them. Think about nothing else. Don't think about the laundry list of things you have to do. Look at 1, 2, 3 and focus on what you can get done reasonably. Stop overwhelming yourself with the laundry list of things that you think you should be able to get done. You are a human being. I'm
a human doing.
You have to have breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You have to drink 8 cups of water a day. If you don't do those things and set aside time to do those things, you're never going to get anything done.
Who makes these rules anyway? That's what I want to know. Who made up all these rules for
Biology.
us? Not really.
It's your fault. It's your fault that I have to drink water.
Well,
a day, so.
Yes, I passed it on to you, and you'll pass it on to your kids, and my parents pass it on, because that's what we do. But that's the time to like start and think. And I do that a lot. I'm like, I'll get a I should kind of feeling. And I'm like, why? Where did that come from that I thought that I should go do XYZ right now because that's the order it's supposed to be done in, when that may not logically be the best order to do things in. And that's one of the things that I'm learning is to not fall into that. Well, it has to be done in this order, this way, and by me.
I think one thing that I try to get you out of is the mindset of being a firefighter. Everything on your to-do list is it has to be done now. Firefighting. We're tackling whatever is in front of me, and the hottest thing, that's what I'm looking at. Whereas if you take a step back and center yourself and look at everything out there, you're like, oh, that one can get done in 5 minutes. That one can get done in 5 minutes. This bigger one is still there. It needs to get done. It needs attention, but I can get all of these other little things done first and then focus all of my energy without getting distracted on this.
Yeah. We are type A people. Yes.
Also, I am a project manager as my job, so I'm very good at structuring and organizing projects to get the most amount of things done in the shortest amount of time in the most effective way. So I have a little bit of an advantage.
Yeah, that Kim, you're so right. You can absolutely make yourself sick if you stay in a high stress, high cortisol releasing state. It definitely affects your body. Stress affects your body. So you have to find ways to manage it. And I know I'm speaking to a lot of you out there, and I'm not calling anybody out because this is me. We're talking about me right now and my little psychology major daughter over here trying to help me fix me.
I don't have to fix you. I just have to help you understand yourself.
Yeah. Well, I understand it. I just don't know how to fix it.
So the best thing, because I was that way too. I was working 60 hours a week. I was also trying to work out every single morning at 6 a.m. I was that gotta rise and grind kind of person. And the first thing that started helping me is learning how to meditate. And meditate doesn't have to be sitting there for 20 minutes quietly in your thoughts. Meditating can be filling up a glass of water and sitting there not looking at your phone until that glass of water is finished. It can take 2 minutes, but just sitting there quietly, and that is a more impactful, restful break than anything else. And nothing is going to blow up in your business if you take 2 minutes and sit down, drink a glass of water, and just clear your mind.
Yeah. That can also be prayer. So,
ma'am,
prayer, meditate.
You need to go meditate.
Daisy needs to go meditate.
Go get a toy?
Yep. Yeah, so Linda, I totally, man, I have been in that state. So my body shut down this weekend. We have to move, have 3 sheds full of inventory and no homes on the market. There is that stress. But if you can just pause and get your brain out of that high stress, must figure this out right this second, you may find the step back, like she said, just do whatever it takes to get everything off of your mind, even if for a couple of minutes, so that your brain can now come at it in a more realistic manner. Because that's what we do. And I say we, because I do this, is I start spinning the plates. I'm spinning the plates and I'm trying to keep all those plates in motion. And at some point you exhaust and a plate falls. And then you work even harder to spin the other plates. And then at the same time, you're trying to juggle on another plate. It just doesn't work. And you will not grow. You will not get anywhere. You will be in survival mode in your business forever.
And are you trying to spin plates on things that you don't have control over?
Such as?
So her comment was about no houses on the market.
Right.
You don't have control over how many houses are on the market. You only have control over what is put in front of you. Honey, I don't have control over Daisy at all, ever. So don't bite my finger because you want attention.
She never does this either. She's been so quiet the whole time.
She took a nap, and now she's got her energy. Oh my goodness. Okay, not focusing on what you have control over versus what you don't have control over. I don't have control over if it rains in the morning. So if I can't go for my morning run, then I can't. That is something where you have to shift, and the flexibility comes in of, okay, I'm not going to focus on not being able to go on my run this morning because it's raining. I'm going to focus on what I can do instead of spending all of that time and energy on, oh, I wish I could have done this. It was my goal to get this done.
And being upset and being stressed out. And yep.
I'm not going to be able to run my marathon because I couldn't train that day. Everything is terrible now. Now we have a squeaky toy. It's better than the growling, okay? It's better than the growling.
Oh my gosh, Daisy. No. We must lose the squeaky toy because everybody who has a dog in the room
I'm so sorry.
is now
I'm so sorry.
got their dogs jumping around. Goodness.
This is my life right here.
So I think a lot of people relate to this, Ellen. I never feel like I have enough money coming in to delegate. I get that. So
no,
we get into this thing with money and money making where there's simply not enough hours in the day to feel like we can get enough stuff listed, get enough stuff done. And so one of the things I say to that, and one of the reasons I say build niche, is that instead of trying to sell anything and everything that can make you money, get very specific and use your time wisely to find those, that is very loud too, to find those high margin items so that you can list the same amount but make more money. Like those items are out there. Gosh, that one Goodwill we went to, I got 3 or 4 $100 plus items that will make me at least $80. Those items are out there. So maybe it's being way pickier about the things you buy and the things that you list. Don't be spending more than you can get listed and sell. And kind of, you've got to have a plan to work yourself out of that not having enough money syndrome. And I know we are in a time right now where everything is pinching. Everything is more expensive. I mean, gas here is like $7 a gallon. It's a little
terrifying.
Like rents are like ridiculous. She pays as much for it's
2.5.
It's
bedroom.
a 2. Yeah, it's not really a bedroom. It's got a little
one
add-on.
with an add-on.
Teeny tiny what?
Teeny tiny.
1,200 square feet. 1,200 square feet.
Yeah.
No, I'm just making a point here. 1,200 square feet, no parking, no garage, no storage, no nothing. Can I say it? How much you're paying?
Yeah.
$3,200 a month?
I think, yeah.
Yeah. I pay $3,000 a month for a 2,600 square foot home with a backyard and a pool and a 3-car garage. And it's like, so we have to remember that too. Like cost of living is like different for everybody in this business. And that could be crunching what people are buying. So you have to be careful. The stuff that sold a year ago, 2 years ago, people may not be buying it because now they're so focused on their rents going up, the gas going up, the food is going up. And like, this is okay. And let's go back to flexibility because this is the make it or break it for a lot of people in reselling. When you get into these times where what you were selling before is no longer selling, and I see it in all the Facebook groups out there, all the reseller groups, my sales have stopped. I'm not getting any sales. What are you listing? Because it's a whole different market right now. You need to find things that people who still have expendable money want to buy, or necessities, pots and pans and dishes, but people are looking for big bargains. And I mean, we're just at a different time right now. Clothing is always going to sell, but to what level exactly? Like people,
I mean, so for example, when everything happened, I lost my job last August and I wasn't really even making enough to live in San Diego, but I was getting by because I lived in a very cheap apartment, albeit it was falling down and had mold, so I had to move. So I lost that job and I had found a part-time job where I was only making $62,000 a year trying to live in San Diego. And that is incredibly difficult. I know. I'm aware. I know. We'll get into housing crises, but so the things that I chose to buy were the things that were comforting. I liked my plants around me. I liked things that made my space feel more comfortable because I couldn't go out and do anything because I couldn't afford to. So look at those kind of things that bring more comfort, things that bring more emotional. Look at Duck Dynasty Cheetah. That would be on point. Things for my dog, things for, I had all of these things that I couldn't not expense, and I wanted to give the best to my dog and find toys for her that were cute and still, so things. I lost my train of thought.
I know the helicopter is.
It took me.
It's a little distracting. Can you guys hear that? The helicopters are really loud around here. Daisy is just helping me not to miss bougie. Kind of. It's different. It's much different. Yeah, Daisy's been wonderful. I will miss Daisy. Yeah, so sometimes we get into this zone where we're, what's the term for it? I think maybe the term is egocentric, where we judge everything based on what our reality is. And, and there's a lot of places around the country that are not at these top levels. Life's still kind of going fairly normal with some increases, but not seeing how it is in some of these big cities where a lot of your buyers live. New York and Chicago and LA and San Diego, California in general. So we have to, and remember, I'm relating this all to an e-commerce business. All, my advice isn't, there's some life in general advice here, but I'm thinking about the reseller and the pains I've seen out there and the stress levels I've seen out there because, I haven't sold anything in 3 days. And so I'm trying to give you some ideas of, do you need to shift? Do you need to shift something? And look at what it is that you have listed. We have the street sweeper, a helicopter. What else? Daisy. What else is next?
The water delivery people.
Did they know we were talking about flexibility today?
Probably.
You can't control all of that. So
I've had my door lock break. My hydroponic garden stopped working.
I fixed that.
You did fix that. You just did the same thing that I did, just on a different day. So maybe that's all it was. Electronics.
Different touch.
Life.
But yep. Life is a series of trade-offs, folks. What are we willing to trade what for what? I like that. I like it. It's pretty much true. I also feel like, life is not meant to wake up, stress out about everything occurring during your day, go to bed at night, and lay there thinking about everything you have to do tomorrow. That's not life. That's not living.
Hold on. I just spent 2 weeks with you. You're telling me that's not what you do every day?
That is not what I do every day.
Okay.
I'm a planner, though. I am a planner. I want to know what to expect next. I do want to know what's coming next. But no, I'm here because I'm living life. Leaving town and leaving my business in the hands of other people and leaving my children and pets in the hands of other people, that's not easy.
I think the problem is you actually like shopping, and that's your work.
Well, it is a business trip. Yeah, I justified it. But also it's been we've had some nights out, just, not shop. We didn't do nearly as much shopping as we talked about doing. Yesterday, case in point, we were supposed to go to another swap meet. It was in the plan because you're a planner too.
What are you doing?
We're both planners. And we lounged in bed for a while. Both of us lounged in bed for a while. And we start looking at the clock going, we're not going to get to the swap meet. Or, what are we going to do today? So that's flexibility. But you've got to live life. And again, I'm preaching to the choir here, and I'm preaching to myself because too often I get in this mode of work, 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 work. But then I have to remember I still am raising children. You guys, tomorrow's Noah's birthday. 17
I can't
years
believe he's 17.
old. 17.
That's really weird to me.
So I have to think about the fact that I am not going to go home full force working because I have a son that it's his birthday. And that is more important than any sale I might make tomorrow. That sale can wait till I get to it. Well, within reason. You guys know what I mean. But you've got to make time for, like, what are you doing this all for? Are you just doing this to pay bills? Are you just like selling something so you can, put a tank of gas in? And I know that's the case for a lot of people right now, but that's what we want to get out of. That's why we want to grow these businesses to a point. You don't have to live like that. That's kind of my point. You do need downtime. You absolutely need downtime. Let's see what we got going on in the chat over there. Yeah, that's true, Gina. That's true. Sometimes we know the right thing, just not always able to do. Just keep on trying. Awareness is the first step to change. You got to be aware of the patterns and what's going on and why you do what you do before you can change it. So I don't think Noah's thinking about culinary training. It's not what he wants to be a Formula One race car driver. That is his focus right now, and it's focus.
We get very hyper focused in this family.
He's very focused on that. Oh, Noah and your daughter share a birthday? How cool is that? The public does has less disposable income to buy stuff. That is absolutely true. But that is true. But remember this. And now I've lived many generations now and lived through a lot of things. I lived through the recession of the 80s. And the thing that people never stop doing is buying on emotion. They will put it on a credit card. Like, if something pulls a strong enough emotion, if it's something that, makes them feel better, whether that is a new pair of shoes or a new outfit or a new little tchotchke for their shelf, they're still going to buy. So we as resellers just have to figure out how to fill in that marketing space and be competitive in pricing to where they buy and don't feel guilt. You don't want guilt buyers, because those are the people who end up returning stuff. So got to be careful of that too. Can Noah drive? He can drive a go-kart. We're still working on getting his permit. Everything got messed up with cousin Rona. It was just wrong timing. And his dad lives right by the DMV. So we keep going back and forth. His dad keeps saying he's going to get him in there to get his permit, but it doesn't happen. So I think mom has to take over that and just get it done so that he can get his license, because that's going to be a beautiful day. It's going to be a beautiful day when he can drive. Yep. Being open to change is the biggest, hold on, I can't read. The biggest outlier of success. Listening to constructive criticism and then making your own decisions based on information, not emotion. Yeah, and constructive criticism is great if you are open to it. Mean calling out, just saying things because you want to diss somebody, not so much. I'm referring to many of the comments I get. Just had to throw that in there. But yeah, you have to be open to listening to things. But here's a but. I know I'm very vulnerable to hearing one piece of constructive criticism and all of a sudden thinking, oh my gosh, I have to change this whole thing. So it isn't just, you need to hear it from more than one. You need to assess, is this accurate? Are they interpreting it accurately for me to make that change? And I would say test small. Don't make some big, huge change because somebody told you you have to.
Also, just because someone else is successful doing it one way doesn't mean you're going to be successful doing it
That
that
is
way.
true.
Because you're an individual. Your brand, your store, your sales, those are all contingent on you and who you are and how you do things. So if you're doing things a certain way that are gaining you success and traction, just because someone else is doing it a different way and gaining them more success and traction doesn't mean it's going to work well for you.
Yep.
If that made any sense.
No, it's totally true. And on the same token, I'll just add to that, you should pay attention to those who are at a level you want to be. You can study and go, what are they doing that I could maybe improve in my business? I mean, I do that with YouTube. I watch and get mentored by some ginormous channels. Do I do everything they tell me to do? No, I listen to it. I take it. I see, how can I make that my own? How can I like do that thing that works for them, but not copy. I'm like, I don't want to be a carbon copy of anybody else. I want to, what are you doing?
I don't want to lose that comment.
Which one?
That one.
Oh, okay. So and in the eBay world, you do want to look at big sellers, but there's so many things that you don't know. If like you see from the outside looking in what you think you see, and unless they share you the intimate details of how they do business, how are they putting those listings up, what are they doing, what keywords have they studied, there's a lot of stuff to a listing. It isn't just, here, I'm going to list this. Ooh, can I show them the blitz?
You can.
Yeah, we got blitz. This is from area 15.
It's going to take a lot of explanation.
It's going to
don't break it. It doesn't have, it's not an actual squirt bottle.
It does. Anyway, so it's like, okay, I see somebody else has this listed for $50. I'm going to put mine up for $50, and then it doesn't sell. And you're going, well, why didn't mine sell? They're sold for $50, but you don't know how many other things they listed that attracted people to that listing. How have they marketed? Did they put that thing out on social media? So you have to be careful. I'll explain the blitz in a second. You have to be careful about just copying. Did you lose the?
No, it's right here.
Oh. Which one?
That one.
That one?
That one.
Oh. How do you rise above negative, non-constructive criticism?
This is my favorite thing, because it starts with understanding when people are being negative and putting you down, it's their own insecurities coming out onto you. They would like to put you down so they don't have to look internally and take accountability for their own things they feel guilty about. So they're projecting it on to you. Just disregard them. If you don't, if it hurts you, block them. If it makes you feel like you're doing something wrong, just throw it away, because it's not worth your time to make you feel like that. My thing, though, if you have been on my TikTok, I love calling these people out, because letting people know that this is unacceptable and that they cannot talk to people like this is part of making society better. And that is what I like to do.
Yeah. Well, on YouTube, see, you guys don't see those comments. Even if you read my comments, unless one or two slip through every now and then. But I have, oh my gosh, I have a list of like 100 words that if you say that in a comment, it gets filtered for me to review and decide if that can go public. So you guys don't see those comments. And there's a lot. It's a lot. And I have to read, because I have to decide, not all of them, some get caught in the net, so to speak, that are perfectly fine. And I have to release those and let them be publicly viewed. But so I do have to, and sometimes it's like, I get a little like shaken. It's kind of what I was going back to. It was like, one person tells you, you should be doing this, or you're this, or, like the big thing everybody tells me is like, whiten your teeth.
Oh yeah, we get teeth comments all the time. You see these?
Yeah.
Teeth chompers?
Her teeth. I get told I need to get her.
Yeah, you're a bad mom.
Braces. I'm a bad mom because I didn't get her braces. But yeah.
Little do they know, this didn't happen until I was 18. Like these little teethies coming out so far.
And I walk around with my little tooth whitener thing in, I'm like, I'm working it. I've got this like yellow tooth though, because I actually had a dentist who fixed a tooth and the stuff he used turned completely yellow. So I have like this permanently yellow tooth unless I go and have him like sand it down.
Grind it off.
But I have a dentist phobia. Like, so it's just not something I want to do. It's just like, I know I should have white teeth. I know. It's not something.
Hold on though. This has been recently discovered that white teeth are not the healthiest version of teeth because it removes that protective enamel from the top of your teeth. It's like sanding them down.
It's like a public persona kind of thing though. Like white teeth are like the.
Who cares?
But it is something I want to do. But that was just like one example. And then
that's the other thing. As you age, your teeth naturally yellow.
They do.
Society does not like people getting older. For some reason, we don't like old people, even though we're supposed to respect our elders. What? I don't. Make it make sense.
Are you calling me old?
Always.
Yep. The other one I get as it relates to all of this too is that I am killing the reseller market. It's people like me that is ruining it for everybody, that we're causing Goodwill and thrift stores to raise the price. And those thrift stores are made for low income people. And it's like, nope. Believe me, when eBay came along, the resellers started hitting the thrift stores. The thrift stores eBay's no secret. It's not a secret. Thrift stores, no. Who do you think works in thrift stores? Volunteers, many of which are, wait for it, resellers who work in those thrift stores so that they can get good deals. Like I did that. I worked in a thrift store when I lived down in Arizona. Like, of course I worked back in the sorting. I mean, you get to see the stuff coming out firsthand. So the whole thrift stores raising their prices, it's not YouTube. It's not resellers. It's just the fact they know
everything is raising their prices right now.
And they know the stuff goes for higher and they have a lack of understanding. Here's the problem. They have a lack of understanding who their customer is and that they are not the full retail secondhand market, I guess, if you will. I think there's levels of secondhand markets now.
We were having this conversation about what thrift store did we walk into where all the prices were like way above what a thrift store would be?
Oh, the one we were at last night.
Yeah, if you want to be a thrift store and you're getting donated goods, you're not a boutique. You're not the direct to consumer market.
Yeah.
You're there for the treasure hunt. You're there for the nonprofit side of that piece. It's like a wholesaler. There's wholesaler distributors that don't put out the marketing and advertisements of their goods and they don't sell them online. They don't have a brand and message that they're putting, driving money towards, because that's where the price of going to a Target or a Walmart is. You're paying more than they're getting from their wholesaler because they're putting the time and effort to market and advertise those goods for sale. And that's kind of where the thrift store falls as well, is that wholesale piece is a little bit different because, where they're sourcing their goods, but at the same time, they don't have the availability to market every single item and good that they get in.
So low income people are not looking for Fenton, Hager, or such. They're looking for things for their families. And that is true. The resellers actually provide a service to these stores and have them be able to sell things that are a little bit higher end. And I'm not saying they need to give it away, but they cannot price it at retail pricing. Like the ones that are looking things up and then slapping the eBay price on it are the ones I'm talking about. I have no problem with thrift stores making money. Let me just go back to this. So the purpose of a thrift store that is representing a 501c3 nonprofit is not to give goods at a lower price to low income people. That is not a thrift store's purpose. A 501c3 nonprofit has a mission statement. Every single one has a mission statement that is the purpose of their nonprofit. And through that, they are able to get donations that are tax-free and a tax write-off for the people who are donating. That's the whole basis of a thrift store, so that nonprofit can now sell those goods and raise funds for whatever their mission is. Now, there very well may be a nonprofit that's all about supplying goods to low income families, but generally speaking, they have something that's a little bit deeper than that. Like, for instance, the niche foundation that I'm forming, our mission statement is to provide. Wait a minute. Like, I totally
Do you even know?
What
Do you
is
even know?
my mission statement? It is to help disadvantaged women build an online business. That's it. Will we have a thrift store at some point? Most likely, yes. But we will be selling things in order to raise funds to service that cause that we formed the nonprofit around. And that's what people have to remember. And so what's happened, like, Goodwill's like this huge corporation now, and you've got, top executives and now they're in a boardroom, like going, they're so out of touch with the day to day and who their customer is. They say, oh, well, we see this stuff, selling online for all this money. Like, well, we could get that too. And then they've got their shop Goodwill, more power to them. But at the end of the day, they're not there to sell you something cheap. They're there to raise money for their mission, which is job training, I believe is Goodwill's in a nutshell. It's about job training. So you just got to find the Goodwills that get it and know who their customer is. And I don't know if Rebecca is still in the chat here, who is the manager of Dog Junkies, the little independent thrift store that I go to. Their mission is to support a home for spot, which is a dog rescue. The money from that thrift store goes to pay the medical needs of these dogs, to help support the dogs that are in foster care in these families. It's not to sell stuff cheap, although they recognize they are a thrift store. People are coming into that thrift store to find things at a bargain, and she absolutely welcomes resellers with open arms and knows they got to make a little bit too. So that's a thrift store that gets it and does really well because they know who their customer is. There's other thrift stores I think are going to find themselves in a crunch if they don't figure that out soon.
Someone's admiring my plants. I'm very excited.
Yes, she has real plants. She's in San Diego, where real plants tend to do well.
Look at him. This is my newest little guy.
Oh, he's very cute.
He's very cute.
Very cute. I don't grow plants because it's Nevada and it's dry and hot, and yeah. And I'm conserving water.
You could grow them inside.
I'm conserving water.
You could put your plants inside.
I'm conserving water. You got to water plants.
You're telling yourself that.
I am. Okay. Plus, I have way too many animals, and I have to go, which is safe? Is this okay? What if Bougie eats this? It's like, yeah.
I feel like all of my plants are a little poisonous.
They might be.
That one definitely is a big tree.
What does 501c3 mean? So 501c3 is it's the tax status of certain corporations. So, for instance, the Niche Foundation is a corporation. It is a nonprofit corporation in the state of Nevada. What we are currently waiting for is our federal status, which is the 501c3. And basically, that is just a status that makes it so that you don't pay taxes on the proceeds. But you still have to file taxes. You still have to report all the earnings and all of that. You just don't pay taxes on it. And the people who donate get a tax write-off if they donate. So it's basically just a federal tax status is what 50C3 means. All right. Rosemary, that is so true. And again, that's the point too, is thrift stores are not just servicing resellers. They are servicing people who are looking for bargains so they can have nice things too. But that just verifies my point. It's like, if you're raising prices to kind of shut out the resellers, you're hurting the low income people too. So it's an all around bad idea for thrift stores not to recognize that. Let's see.
And if you're at a thrift store, okay, if you've ever been to a thrift store, there are racks upon racks upon racks of things. Every single time I go to a thrift store, there are still things for me to find as just a general consumer that are high-end, good brands, good names. So it's not like there's a lack of inventory. And the ones that have a lack of inventory are because people are donating to another place where their mission is stronger, where they believe in what the company is actually doing. So I don't think it's a problem of resellers buying up all the product. There's tons of product to go around, and people donate things. People will buy something from a reseller and then redonate it a couple of years later.
Yeah, we are a disposable society. We really are. Like, I mean, and then some places, you know, people are more transient. Like in Vegas, people come there, live there for a couple of years, and then they move out of state. So we get a lot of stuff, a lot of stuff. I think Florida is another area that's probably like that. Although I think most people come to Florida like to retire and then they don't leave again. But like, you know, the California thrift stores are probably thriving right now because a lot of people are leaving California because they can't afford it.
I don't want to take all the stuff that's been sitting in their closet for 2 years. I can't tell you how many times I go through my closet once a year, and I've pulled out things that I've bought at a thrift store that were nice, and I was like, oh, I would love to wear this. And a year later, I haven't worn it, and I redonate it. Same condition, same brand, same everything, redonate. Because I only bought it for $5, so what's the point of?
So I have a lot of that in my car right now. I noticed there's still the thrift store tags are still on some of
that. Well, because I don't try them on before I buy them, because it's the price. I'm serving a good cause anyway. It's, you know, it's no skin off my back if I spend $5 on a shirt. I'm fortunate enough to be in that position where I can give back and buy from it. I also don't buy retail clothes. So all of my budget for what I would be buying a new wardrobe in goes directly to thrifted clothes. So
did I reach 66,000 while we were on this? I know I was right on the threshold there. Thank you, Doris. Yeah, do you remember when you were that people unsubscribed when Corona hit you? And Nelly, yeah. I was concerned about, you know, I'm always concerned when I lose subscribers. I know we're going totally off topic here, but it's one of my worry things is I kind of obsess about my statistics with the YouTube thing. But thank you for noticing that.
Do you have control over your statistics?
I do not. I do have control. This is perfect.
Okay.
I don't have control over what those numbers say, but I have control over what I do and test in my business to have an influence on those numbers.
See, I think you should be less concerned about the people that you lose and more concerned about the people that are highly engaged.
No, I am. I've made that shift.
Okay.
No. She was talking like, what was it, like a year ago? Whenever that was. Yeah, I lost.
What's the day? I don't even know.
I don't even know either. I lost a whole bunch of subscribers and I was like a little worried about it. Okay, wow, look, time flies, guys.
It really does.
I cannot believe I have to hit the road.
I am so glad I don't have to make that drive with you because I hate driving.
I know, it's going to be a long drive. All by myself. All by myself.
You're going to get a copyright strike.
Nope, I know how many seconds I can sing. It's all good. Oh, my goodness. Thank you, Faith, for following. I go to thrift stores just looking for treasures for my own collections. Yeah, a lot of people do that too. It's fun. It's treasure hunting.
Yeah, I
truly is treasure
primarily at thrift stores for my home decor. I am not a reseller. I tried it once, never going back, not my thing. But I still like going to the thrift store for everything I need because people literally give away so much good stuff.
It's really amazing what ends up in thrift stores. It really is. I mean, and I have, I've talked about this before, and I did a Monday where I told my story, but just a little aside, from the time I can remember, I used to go spend, wow.
A lot happening.
It's telling me that I have to go live in 30 minutes on my calendars. So as far back as I can remember, I spent summers up at my aunt and uncle's house up in Carpinteria, California. And my aunt volunteered at a thrift store. And it was just one of the absolute joys. Like it gives me such warm fuzzies to remember going to that thrift store. And she was in charge of bringing in all the new donations that came in like through the back gates. And And then we'd get to go through it all and price it and sort it. And I just, oh man, it was like, I loved it so much. And that's before I even knew like anything about anything. I mean, I was sorting clothing. My job was always sorting the clothing. Now I know why. Because that's the mundane job. But as a kid, it was like, it was great. So I have those really, really good memories of working in the back of a thrift store and just seeing all of the stuff that came in. So I still look for opportunities to work with different thrift stores. I've worked with several thrift stores over my years, and it's why I'm like driven to open another one too, because it's so fun, the stuff that comes in. And that's been 50 years of that, you guys. It hasn't changed. I don't see it changing. People are always going to donate that good stuff. That's why this is such a great business.
Can I?
Oh boy.
Can I do my thing?
Okay, because that's on Facebook. It's on Facebook. So just to show you guys, we shouldn't give them attention though.
But here's the thing. Whenever someone makes a comment like this, it's one, because they either don't have the courage to get up and talk in front of people, or they're concerned about their own looks. So you're calling us ugly for what? What benefit does that give you? Because you're only doing things for your own benefit when you're commenting. You want attention. What attention do you want?
There you go. They've been told.
And that's how you respond. And then you delete the comment and block them.
Yeah, then you just block the user. Bye-bye.
It's my favorite thing to do every time. And that vocalizing it also helps you reassure yourself that you are confident enough to push that person back. If you do it in your head, that's fine. If you're just blocking them, walking away, it doesn't really enforce it the same way. So,
yep, exactly. And that is one of the things I do love about YouTube. And now that was a Facebook comment, is I do have the power to like say, nope, I'm not going to put up with that. Boom, gone.
Coming on my channel, talking bad about me, absolutely not. Just leave. They could just leave, but they chose to be rude instead.
You guys, as much as I would love here to be able to stay and chat, and I have a list of things that I need to get to Yermo and pick up.
Good luck putting them in your car.
We'll find spaces. It's fairly small stuff. Yeah, there will be a video of the juice box completely. We should have taken video of like loading it up. I totally forgot. I even have stuff down in the compartment that holds the spare tire because I don't have a spare tire. I have roadside service. I don't have a spare tire.
Is your roadside service going to be me driving out in a couple hours to pick you up?
It might be. But I have new tires too. So, but anyway, yeah, I got to get to thrifting more, go buy a few more things. How do you filter the comments? Is there an app for it? No, it's part of YouTube. YouTube, just for content creators, you have the ability to set up words that like you won't see any bad words. Like I don't allow any swearing on my channel or in my comments. And so those all get filtered. I don't allow links. Links get filtered out. So if you made a comment and you included like a link or something, I still see those, but they don't go public on the channel. Yeah. All right, guys. So thanks for hanging out. I hope this was helpful. I feel like we kind of went here, there, and a little bit everywhere, but we were flexible. We were flexible with the conversation. And I hope it is helpful for some of you out there, that maybe it can just spark that beginning of a little light bulb moment of how you can have more peace in your life and in your business, and have more fun with this. That's my whole thing, is like, this business can be so fun. So if it's just drain, stress, retake a look, because you can make it fun. Maybe not all of it. The whole thing isn't fun all the time, but there's such amazing parts of it that you want to focus on those and do the stuff you have to do to make those happen. Right? Right.
Yeah.
All right, everyone. Thank you for the safe driving well wishes. There will be a video up again tomorrow, as usual. I brought the computer so I could keep editing video and keep that flowing. So we're good with video. So make sure you're subscribed if you aren't already, and hit the little bell notification. If you're on Facebook, come on over to YouTube and subscribe, because those videos are only over on YouTube for now. So with that, everyone, go be profitable and make it fun. Sometimes she plays along and sometimes she doesn't.